I'm going to pick all the AP top 25 teams games in Division 1 FBS football, and it goes as follows. I apologize for looking out because I cannot memorize all this stuff, and all the times listed here will be in Central Time. And y'all should know the AP rankings. It's just going to show college football playoff rankings. So the first game is obviously Ohio State at Michigan, November 29th, a Saturday. 11 a.m. kick on Fox. Ohio State's favored by 9.5. If Michigan wants to think about college football playoff, they have to win this game. And this would throw a wrench into the Big Ten title race, potentially. And I just think until Ohio State proves to me that they can beat Michigan, I'm going to have to go with Michigan, but I am not confident. Especially that Michigan barely beat Northwestern a few weeks ago. Now, Indiana on the road to Purdue, a rivalry game, November 28th, a Friday, 6:30 p.m. kick on NBC/Peacock. Indiana's favored by 28.5. Purdue's that bad. I don't think they're going to pull off the upset, but it would be one of the biggest upsets all year long. I'll say that. And if Indiana were to win this game in Ohio State, it's going to be those two facing against each other. Now, Texas A&M on the road to Texas. November 28th, 6:30 p.m., ABC. Texas A&M is favored by 2.5. I don't know if I really trust A&M because of that South Carolina performance, or I can't trust Texas enough to win this game. I'm torn on this. Back in the preseason, I might have picked Texas to win, but it's not that now. If Texas were to win this game, it would create chaos for the SEC. It would, in terms of the standings. And maybe the college football playoff for like Texas potentially getting in, but even if they win this game, I don't think it might not be enough. Because of that loss to Florida is really the low-hanging fruit that they shouldn't have never lost to in the first place. I just think A&M is going to win this game somehow, but I'm not confident. Now, Georgia is playing Georgia Tech at a neutral site like Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. So really, next to nothing for home travel for both of these schools here. 2:30 p.m. kick, November 28th. Georgia's favored by 13.5. Yeah, Georgia Tech let me down bad last week. This game could be close like last year's, but I don't think Georgia is going to lose this game. I just don't. Until they prove to me otherwise, Georgia Tech's not going to win because they have not beat them in a while. Now, Oregon on the road to Washington, 2:30 p.m. kick on November 29th. CBS, Oregon's favored by 6.5. This is certainly a trap game when I see one. But I think Oregon survives. But I'm not confident. Now, Ole Miss is on the road to Mississippi State, November 28th. 11 a.m. kick on ABC. Ole Miss is favored by 7.5. 11 a.m. kick on ABC, November 28th. Mississippi State has to win this game to even think about a bowl. And there could be that distraction with Lane Kiffin about some other job opportunities that he could be taking. And what if he takes the LSU job? I don't know. I think he's going to do enough to win this game, but I'm not confident. Now, Texas Tech's on the road to West Virginia, 11 a.m. kick on November 29th. Texas Tech's favored by 20.5. I admit this is a weird travel spot. And West Virginia has been playing good football. They even almost beat Arizona State on the road. And that's the same Arizona State team that beat Texas Tech. Will West Virginia beat Texas Tech? It's senior day. Anything could happen. But I don't trust West Virginia enough to win. Texas Tech's just on a different level. That's why I'm going with them, but you never know. Now, Oklahoma has a home game against LSU. 2:30 p.m. kick on ABC, November 29th. Oklahoma's favored by 10.5. It could be interesting with the interim coach, but I don't think Oklahoma's going to lose this game. And obviously, if Oklahoma were to lose, forget the CIP, but if they were to win, they should make the college football playoff. Because even though they're not making the SEC title game, it doesn't really matter. Now, Notre Dame on the road to Stanford. 9:30 p.m. kick on ESPN, November 29th. Notre Dame's favored by 32.5. That's the same Stanford team that beat up Cal, and that which sent Cal to fire their head coach. Don't sleepwalk in this game. If Notre Dame loses, forget the CFP. But I think they win, even if it's closer than we all think. Now, Alabama is on the road to Auburn with an interim coach, and they started a different quarterback last week. 6:30 p.m. kick on ABC on November 29th. Obviously, if Auburn wants to go to a bowl game, they have to win this game. Alabama's favored by 5.5, by the way. I think Alabama wins this game. After that week 1 loss to Florida State, and if Auburn went against Baylor, I would have thought maybe there's a chance. And there's still a chance here. Don't get me wrong, but I think Alabama does enough to win. Now, BYU has a home game against UCF. Noon kickoff on ESPN2, November 29th. BYU's February 18.5. I admit I was wrong about BYU against Cincinnati. I admit it. They're going to win this game. If they don't, that's going to really hurt the Big 12 title hopes. I'm telling you that right now in terms of the game. Now, Vanderbilt is on the road to Tennessee. 2:30 p.m. kick on ESPN. Tennessee is favored by 2.5. Obviously, this is a huge game because it's a rivalry. And if Vanderbilt loses, forget the CFP. I think craziness might happen. And that's why I'm going to go with Tennessee until Vanderbilt proves me otherwise. I'm being Tennessee. I have to go with Tennessee. And it's a home game for Tennessee. That's another reason. Now, Miami, Florida on the road to Pitt. 11 a.m. kick on ABC. And that's the same Pitt team that really destroyed Georgia Tech last week. And I admit I was wrong. If Miami, Florida wants to even think about the ACC title game, they have to win this game. I think somehow Mario Cristobal loses a game that he should. It's on the road to Pitt. That's why I'm going to go with Pitt to win, but I'm not confident. Now, Utah is on the road to Kansas, 11 a.m. kick on November 28th. Utah is favored by 13.5. Obviously, Utah needs to get some help to even make the Big 12 title game. But I don't know about that happening. And Kansas is also playing for a chance to make a bowl game. They nearly lost to their rival in Kansas rival in Kansas State last week at home. So the defense is more like bend, don't break. Somehow, I think Utah wins, but I'm not positive. The only reason why I'm going with against Kansas is because it's the defense is the main reason. Now, Michigan, I already went over Michigan, so never mind. I already ran over Texas as well. Now, Virginia Tech at Virginia, 6 p.m. kick on ESPN. Virginia's favored by 11.5. Obviously, if Virginia loses this game, this could really hurt their chances. And I know Virginia Tech owns Virginia in football. But I think somehow, and this is an interim coach too, so it could be dicey. But I think Virginia is going to finally get over the hump and beat them again for the first time since 2019. That's why I'm going to go with them here, but I am not confident, to say the least. Now, UCLA at USC, 3:30 p.m. kick on NBC, November 29th. USC is favored by 20.5. Yeah, I think USC is going to win this game. Now, James Madison, who has still a chance to make the CFP, but the problem is they have to practically win out by convincing fashion, and they did not do that last week against Washington State and only won by 4 points. Is now on the road to Coastal Carolina, 2:45 p.m. kick on ESPNU, November 29th. I think James Madison wins this game, just more like the margin. And they have to not only win this game, but they have to win the Sun Belt title game as well. Now, North Texas has a home game against Temple, 2:30 p.m. kick on ESPN, November 28th. North Texas favored by 19.5. I think there could be a distraction still. Yes, it's not for the Baylor job anymore, apparently. Maybe the Oklahoma State one for Eric Morris, but I think North Texas wins. Now, Tulane has a home game against Charlotte, November 29th at 6:30 p.m. on ESPNU. Tulane's for about 29.5. It would be one bad loss when I see one, but I don't think they're going to get it. And this is obviously huge because of the American title game race. I kind of went over Georgia Tech already. I already went over the Pitt game. Now, SMU has a road game against Cal, 7 p.m. on ESPN2, November 29th. SMU is for 12.5. Cal fired the head coach, so it's against an interim now, so that could throw a wrench into things, to say the least. And not only that, Cal really lost to Stanford with an interim coach. I can't trust him after that. So give me SMU to win, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. And this is obviously huge for the American standings as well, because what if it's a three-way tie? I mean, that's just on the truth. So anyways, if you like the content, hit the like, subscribe button. See you guys later on the road. 800 subscribers, course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. Some of my this course like video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. Some more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button for notification bell as well.